In my last video, I talked about how gaming as a whole is starting to progressively move away from preservation and closer to a world that you don't own what you bought. Today I wanted to talk about more in depth of the big four in gaming. Yes, I know I said big three last time, but I was mostly referring to the console manufacturers of the gaming market, those being Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. I failed to mention one other powerhouse in gaming, that being Valve, the people behind Steam. Now, I'm going to say something insanely controversial. Something that might actually get me cancelled. PC gaming is entirely too damn expensive. I don't mean the games. No, most of the games are actually fairly priced, especially compared to people like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. I mean, PC parts are entirely too damn expensive. Most parts are relatively cheap. Motherboard, RAM, power supply, even CPU cooling is realistically cheap. But the processor or the CPU or the graphics card or the GPU is the most expensive shit I've ever fucking seen. Some graphics cards will cost you up to $3,000 alone, and some CPUs will suck every single penny out of your house just to get a fucking sneeze by it. Wanna know what the best CPU is for gaming as a whole? I would love to know, because I can't understand what each letter, number, and core count means. I mean, I do, but as an outsider, you don't really know what any of that means. Genuinely, go and ask someone who isn't into gaming or just started getting into gaming and ask what they think of the Intel i9 1400KF. Also look at these fucking prices. I found this on Amazon and actually fucking winced. Moving on. Graphics cards. You don't want your game looking like a potato, nor running like one. So let's see what we're working with here. Are you fucking kidding? That's the same price for a car. A piece of shit, but still, god damn. Look, I know these are extreme examples, but we can't be charging the same price as a fucking junk car for a graphics card. Okay, now that I've made enemies with the PC Master Race, who's next? Oh, I know. Nintendo. Can we talk about something real quick? So they have a very impressive console here. It's the Nintendo Switch, first of its kind. Okay, first and foremost, who the hell is using their Switch in handheld mode? There's only two good reasons to use it like that. You either gotta take a shit and you don't want to pause the game, or you're on a road trip passing the time. Again, no real reason to really use it in handheld. Second, whose bright idea to look at the Xbox 360 and said, yes, make it like that, but the Wii U. The Wii U is unarguably Nintendo's worst system to date. And you fucks said, what if the Wii U had two controllers on each side that could detach and move it anywhere? The Switch is technically more impressive than that of a PS3 and an Xbox 360, except it's not more graphically better than those two systems. If you really want to know how the Switch really looks, look up the NVIDIA GM20B, or better known as the NVIDIA Integra X chip. When the Integra X1 chip came out, which is the Switch's graphics card, it was 2015. Well, that's fine, but the Switch came out in 2017. Now, let's compare it to the Series S. Oh, I see why people hate this fucking thing. It can't compare. The Series X and S is better graphically, and we're not even factoring in the PS4 or Xbox One. Now that Nintendo is out of the way, let's talk about PlayStation. Here's a little fun fact about the PS5. It's still shaped like a Wi-Fi router. Okay, but in all seriousness, why did Sony use this design? I can't really speak on the behalf of Xbox yet, as I'll talk about it later in this video, but shouldn't the PS5 look closer to the other PlayStations? The PS1 was gray and was probably made as an add-on first, then was put out under the scene. The PS2 through 4 were all improvements on one from another, but the PS5 kinda looks out of place. It's all black and white, and I know that I'm mostly roasting the design of the console, because I'm going to talk about how current gen is very disappointing later, but my god, make it look like another PlayStation. Remember how you couldn't lay the damn thing on its side because it was going to fuck up your disc unless you got a stand for the console? Shit was so funny because I saw people doing this and them having to buy new games because they couldn't listen. Yeah, Xbox kinda sucks now. See, back in 2016, we were all in on backwards compatibility. 360 and, soon to be, Xbox original games were going to be playable all on your Xbox One. Got the disc? Pop that motherfucker into the console and watch it play natively. It was something that I did back in the day every month. I would watch Phil Spencer talk about what games came to gold that month and updates on the new backwards compatible games. I don't think Xbox does that anymore, at least adding new titles to backwards compatibility, which sucks honestly. There were 900 games released on the original Xbox and only half of them were added. Look, this console generation sucks as a whole. If you don't believe me, that's fine. This is mostly my opinion here, but here's something to look at when asking, is the 9th generation worth it? I bought an Xbox Series S back in February of 2022 and haven't seen any major reason to get the Series X. Almost all AAA titles are coming out on both Xbox One and Series. There is really no reason to upgrade unless you have something older than an Xbox One S or Xbox One X. Both of those consoles run fine here in 2024 and aren't going away anytime soon. For my PlayStation users, that's the same as a PS4 Slim or a PS4 Pro. If you want to upgrade, that's fine, but in all seriousness, I may not make another one of these videos. These videos don't really acquire a lot of help, plus they're very opinionated pieces. If you're happy with paying these prices for these consoles and PC parts, then pay for them. This is mostly done out of making a laugh out of it. Links to those things I was talking about, aside from the Amazon links, in the description. Stay safe and have a good day. Peace.